Hello, my name is Layal, and I'll be presenting in this presentation the creativity in my professional transition for the professional practice module. And in this presentation, I'll be talking about myself, my personal development plan, my career assessments, how I have achieved the plan or I'm hoping to achieve, as well as some UN SDGs questions, leadership related questions, and finally a reflection about my journey and my future plans. A few things about me. I'm the one on the right side, and I'm 23 years old. I'm from Kuwait. I previously studied product design at NTU, and my current studies are digital marketing. My hobbies are cooking, shopping, physical activity, and having brunch. My current interests are gut health books and sandwich fillings. My favorite stores are Holland & Barrett and Sandro. And since I enjoy shopping, I'm going to share my recent purchases that I regret and I enjoyed. The one that I have regret is a greens powder from TikTok, and something that I have enjoyed is an ice cream machine that I got. During our professional practice module, we were asked to create a personal development plan that consisted of plans that we are working on for long term. And during these plans, we have people that would help us, we have resources that we would need, we have a duration, the estimated time that we would achieve these goals. I have listed 4 that I was working on. All of these 4 in the list are long-term plans or goals that I'm hoping to achieve. The first is developing my digital marketing skills. It's because I am new in this field. I have previously done product design, so having to better my digital marketing skills even outside the university is something important for me. The second is leadership skills, because again, previously I would never step out of my comfort zone. My classmates were not friends with me, or I'm not friends with them. We would just be classmates, and out of university we wouldn't be that close. So I didn't have the confidence to step in and say I want to lead a group. The third is improving self-motivation and mental well-being. This is something that is very important to me personally, because I did notice throughout the years that my mental health did affect my productivity. So this is something that I would love to focus on, especially long-term. And the final one, which is planning for my food business. I'm a person that's very interested in food blogs, cooking, recipes, and baking, and that's something that I really enjoy and look forward to, and enjoy doing it for the ones that I love. So it's very important for me to shift that interest into something in my profession that I hope to achieve in the future. We are also asked to complete a few career assessments about ourselves to see our strengths and our weaknesses. In this slide, I have added 6, with one of them being the weaknesses. However, I'm not going to go through all of them. I'll just go through 2 that are important to me. So the first one is the learning styles, where I have scored 104, which is considered a strength. It says that I am a very driven learner who utilizes a variety of teaching strategy. I seize the chance to learn by doing and thinking, by using tried and true methods and novel concepts. And I do believe I have scored high in this assessment due to the years that I have spent abroad in Nottingham, especially at NTU, where I was visible to different tutors and people that had different teaching styles and had different ways of communication and presenting information to the students. So I do believe I have been exposed to a variety of these learning styles. And second of all is emotional control, where I have scored 66, which is considered a weakness. It says in most cases I am probably doing a fair job of controlling my emotions, but occasionally I might find myself feeling less in control of my emotions. And I do agree with that statement. It's because I have noticed a few situations, especially at NTU, where I couldn't have control over my emotions due to dealing with other people. However, the way that I would calm down is I would say that it is not personal, and it's just an assignment or a project that's going to pass. Starting off with the first plan in my personal development, which is developing my digital marketing skills. I have listed 3 areas where I can check if I am improving these digital marketing skills, and the first one is my reports. Thankfully, I have received very good grades for the past few months from the beginning of this course where I am able to utilize the strategies, the learning outcomes given in each module by the teacher to be able to present them in my reports, show demonstration of my understanding and how I can utilize these information to be able to achieve a great mark. And the second is Google Analytics. It was suggested by one of my tutors that I am able to complete the Google Analytics online course, which lasted me 4 days. I dedicated an hour for each day, so that was a total of 4 hours in 4 days, and successfully I have received a certificate. And lastly, the CIM certification, which is the level 4 certification, which I'm currently undergoing. The second is leadership skills, which is something that I lacked in the previous years at my time in NTU, and I decided to better myself during my master's course. I've done 3 things to help me improve that. The first is group work. Whenever we are assigned the group work, I always volunteer to try to be the group leader, and of course with my teammates' approval. And during my time, I have seen my strengths and my weaknesses, and for my weaknesses that I can improve. For the second is course rep. I also volunteered to be the course rep for digital marketing, and this consisted of collecting information and feedback from the student, presenting it to the course leader and module leaders at my committee meetings, and this helped better my communication skills and my confidence. The third is the CEP group leader, which is what I'm currently doing, the consultancy project. I have also volunteered to be the group leader, and hopefully I will find good things that I'm going to do due to the previous experience that I have mentioned, and of course there will be room for improvement. The third is improving self-motivation and mental well-being, and this is something that I do think is very long-term, and I don't think there is an ending, because you are constantly being faced with challenges that you always want to better yourself and cope with. So the first thing that I have done is physical activity. I find physical activity very important. I at least have to do it every single day. I try not to skip a day of doing physical activity. And second is prioritizing alone time. During my first years at Nottingham, I did not realize the importance of being alone until later on in the years, which I really enjoy. It makes me feel I can mentally prepare myself for being social at any time, and it really, once prioritizing alone time, you really begin to flourish somehow. I cannot explain, but it is very important to have alone time. And third is out of class activities, which is also something that I haven't done during my time at NTU for my bachelor's with my classmates, and that I have tried doing this year in my master's course, and I really enjoyed it. It showed me that I can maintain friendships and relationships for a really long time out of the classroom, and we enjoy our time out of the classroom. We get to know each other, so then the friendship becomes more than just academic stuff, but it is also stuff that we enjoy out of the classroom. Lastly is planning for a food business, which is a really long-term goal. So the first thing I did was brainstorm ideas of what I want to make, because the food industry is very wide. There's a lot of variety. So then I had to niche down to one thing and then gather feedback from people that are close to me. And in my case, it's my sister. And then I've done some market research around my home country in Kuwait, that how would that fit in within the society, within the market, within the food industry back home. And lastly is initial design ideas for me to envision my brand coming to life and how it could be and be presented. The ideation process for the food business is first to figure out what is lacking in the food and local market back home, and the answer is grocery bought ice cream. The second is how can it be elevated to stand out from the remaining products in the market, and it is through the name, flavors, and packaging of the brand to be distinct. And third is how can it be introduced to the audience and have it remembered, and it is through the design and marketing plan to communicate with the audience creatively. PR packages, for example, to guess the new brand or product. And fourth, how can I ensure the longevity of the brand and its innovation? And its plans for after launch and success. What can we offer depending on, for example, the season and occasion to meet the wants of the customer? So let's say winter season, summer season, spring, and other occasions that we celebrate back home. In this slide, I have showed a few initial design ideas, for example, like the logo, which is sans serif, and a few of the packaging designs. A part of the professional practice module, we were asked to complete the minimum of 20 hours of CPD, which I have successfully been able to achieve a bit over 20 hours. And in this slide, I have showcased a few of the variety that I have attended. So the first one are guest lectures, and the outcomes was I learned about diversity in the workplace and the different working styles, the advancement in the digital world that I have to keep an eye out, and marketing ethics. The second is webinars and certifications, and the outcomes was I built on the current strategies that I knew. I had certificates such as Google Analytics and currently CIM Level 4. The third is physical activity, where the outcomes were positive mindset, building friendships and experiences. The last one is CR meetings, which the outcome was I built on my leadership skills, my time management was better, and my communication skills improved, as well as my confidence level were boosted. As for well-being management and how to cope with negative well-being and stress, I have 3 things that I do. The first is I talk to someone close about it. The third is I do physical activity, and the last that might not seem very usual is that I have quotes in the back of my head that I always keep recalling to keep me moving forward and calm me down and reduce my stress level. My 2 favorite ones are on the slide, where everything has an ending. So from a very young age, for me to cope with stress and sadness, I always used to think that everything has an ending. So my stress has an ending, having a meal has an ending, going to school has an ending, life has an ending. So it really made my worries and my issues smaller. Therefore, I can able to overcome them. And the second one, which is a recent one, is that why live the stress and anxiety more than once? So let's say, for instance, I have a dentist appointment on Sunday, and today is Thursday. So why am I worrying it from now? Like, why am I worrying it for 4 days when I can just worry for it on the same day? And it's inevitable, so it's gonna happen on the day. So why am I doing it today and tomorrow and the day after until the day it comes? So this really reduces my stress level and my overthinking. The UN SDGs were first introduced during class, and it was incorporated in my studies for professional practice. It is engaging to have someone who has read about it and implemented in their workplace give us their feedback and experience to encourage myself and the remaining class to look into it, read, and match it to our interest. It matters because it is a global initiative and collaboration to address the common challenges being faced in the world that we live in today. It is really a reality with a long-term sustainable vision, which we can collaboratively work on in our own ways to help fix these challenges. I have chosen 4 goals that I believe I can contribute to given my current interest and future profession. These were chosen depending on what can be achieved in my digital marketing profession, my food business plan, and the country that I will settle in to achieve them. Good health and well-being is the first and most crucial goal in my opinion, because I believe great things can be planned and achieved with it, since all starts internally and begins to reflect outwards to the person's physical productivity. Second is quality education, which everyone should have a right to, and also to shift the narrative of it. Education to me does not have to only be in a classroom. It can be done anywhere, and educating yourself does not stop. There's always something new to learn every day and from everyone, which I always look forward to and accept from another individual. So this can be incorporated in my workspace by providing them with the knowledge that I have gained abroad over the years in Nottingham. Third is decent work and economic growth that should be accessible for many people to be able to live in the world we are in today. It also can be a responsibility for business owners to begin to think of how they can offer positions for people to help themselves and also to have decent work. This can benefit me when I search for a job and when I begin my own food business. Finally, the 4th goal is responsible consumption and production, which in my opinion is lacking in my home country due to their fast pace and low education on this subject. I think with my future profession, it is achievable to make the people more aware about their consumption habits and opt for a change to better the environment. This can be also done with my digital marketing skills to communicate it, and productivity to pitch in new ideas to business owners when I start my business too. From my understanding, responsible management refers to the sustainable and ethical management of business activities. It does not only refer to the environmental aspect of management, but also social and ethical impacts, since sustainability is broader than just the environment. After having a bit of background research about it, I came to understand that the term responsible is most appropriate to use in the business and professional world, since it bounces away from the academic language and shows the depth that this responsibility has on a business. It includes most of the business activities, whether it is their CSR, stakeholders, employees, profit, the planet, and so on. Therefore, it is important to a business because to represent who they are, which is crucial nowadays for customers who are seeking to know the business sustainable and social activities before making a purchase. And it could be cost saving and efficient if the businesses are taking initiatives towards the environment and lower waste. Also, it sets for increased innovation, which is my continuing interest in a workplace because the business is constantly looking for new ways to develop services and work culture to meet social and environmental changes. So how would I go on building a team to deliver a key project? First, I would introduce one another to identify strengths and weaknesses, so existing and missing skills, to begin allocating roles and responsibility. Establish team ground rules and dynamics, provide a platform for future communication and support, and monitoring our progress before each deadline. Second is define project brief challenges and objectives to follow, set KPIs to follow to measure success and progression of the teamwork, and set deadlines for the team to show during meetings to monitor progression and errors. Lastly, to describe a situation where I had to solve a problem as a team. I had many team projects during my time at NBS, however there is this one that I remember which was my first one. We were unaware of the business terms nor the platform we were using, so we had to learn along the way. To solve the problem of always being last among our competitors, we had to take a bold move and risk, which is to reposition our brand as a low-priced brand. It meant low cost and low quality, something similar to Primark. We were unsure if it will work or if it is how we really want to represent our brand. However, it did help us by increasing our position in the market since we differentiated from the rest of our competitors. What I would do differently is to do this decision earlier to capture most of the market share. And to share my final reflections and future steps. Looking back at my progress, I think I have came a long way in a short period of time. I do not only count my growth journey from the start of my master's course, but from the very beginning when I first came to Nottingham in 2018 for my studies. These past few years have helped me understand the person I am, what I am capable of, and what I should improve, and as well as increase my loyalty with NTO and NBS, with allowing cooperation from both sides to be part of my education and personal growth. During my time at NBS, I decided to step out of my comfort zone by spending more time with the ones surrounding me, and not only view them as classmates, but also friends for life. I learned to create relationships, but most importantly to maintain them, since I enjoyed having them in this journey. I learned to express myself and my thoughts, to bring my creativity to life by working on them, sharing them, and manifesting them for a bright profession that is only possible through the years I have spent abroad. And now to my future plans. I hope to follow my goals I have mentioned and always take opportunities whenever they come to me. Thank you for listening about my professional transition at my time in NBS.